Hi. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm a teacher of sorts. It's a little non-conventional, sure. I teach various things. Usually it has something to do with social justice. There's nothing wrong with being a social justice warrior.
Teachers have souls. You respect women on my channel. I don't care what you call me. I'm right, and you're wrong. I want respect for gingers and women and everyone across the world. I am not racist at all. I'm the most unracist man in the world. I am proud to be a ginger. This is not a fucking joke. No! I am a social justice warrior. Social justice warrior. I am a social justice warrior. Social justice warrior. Social justice warrior. Social justice warrior. I am a social justice warrior. Social justice warrior.
Because I'm fighting for not just my rights as a minority, a ginger, I'm fighting for your rights as well.
You'll see. I am proud to be a ginger. I am proud to be a ginger. And none of you can stop me from being who I am.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Look, honestly, if you don't want to stream, then don't stream.
I want to stream, sweetie. I want to stream, okay? Okay, as long as the stream is ending pages up there, the microphone doesn't go through.
Oh, sweetie, well, listen. If you know me, after the stream is over, if you're good and you are able to go through the stream and be good, okay, and hard and work hard for me, then I'll make you hard later. I know it's hard now, but I'll make you hard later.
You're so cheeky. Speaking of cheeks, I'd love to get in your cheeks.
Oh, you're so fucking cheeky yourself. Alright, now you go and teach a good class. Okay? Don't let them run you off. Because you're much stronger than them. Okay?
I can't stop them, that's the problem.
Why don't you just ban them?
I don't know how to ban them! I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
Don't yell at me!
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
Don't yell at me!
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
Don't yell at me!
I don't know how to ban that!
us, okay? As long as the stream is ending pages up there, the microphone doesn't go through. I don't think, anyway.
Thank you! I know! I'm glad to be back as well. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on, watch me while I take a sip of this water. Well. It's been a while. It has. It's been a while. I know! You've missed me! I know, I've missed you too. Thank you. You're sweet. I might not be able to hear you saying it, but I can feel you saying it. Well, okay, to the person I just felt give me the middle finger, go fuck yourself. Okay, fuck you. Anyway, hello everyone. My name, of course, is Mr. Copper. I teach a class here on my YouTube channel via live stream every single Wednesday through Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. and 8 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm a little bit late. I've been having a bit of a hectic, well, not hectic, but it's been a very active, very busy couple weeks. As some of you may know, I will be leaving for Dallas tomorrow. And then I'll be flying out of Dallas to Atlanta till the 15th. And I'll be flying back on the 15th, coming back to Dallas, getting in the car that we're going to have there parked. And then we're going to be driving back to Kansas, Wichita. So I've got a very busy couple weeks or so ahead of me. And yeah, I really want to have a nice class tonight. I want to have a peaceful, relaxing stream. I don't need the stress. I've got a very busy couple weeks ahead, or maybe like about a week and a half ahead of me, you know. As some of you may know, I'm not stressed out. I'm just keeping a cool head. I don't want any issues, no problems. Okay, that means no interruptions tonight. I want to have.
I've come in my pants.
Literally,
I can't smell penis.
I'm gonna lose my cool. I'm good.
Don't you love it when you are white but are ginger and you then claim
I'm
all
not
whites
white.
are racist? Where's
not
the
white.
hypocrisy
Whites are
in that? But
racist.
then again, you are like one of those fake
We're gonna
white
get to that
dudes
in a
trying to
moment.
be gangster. Think Wiggins or something.
First
Anyway,
of all,
safe
shut the fuck
space.
up. Do not use the Please do not use the W-I-G-G-A word, okay? This sounds a little bit like the N-word. It actually sounds a lot like the N-word, and I don't like it. White people shouldn't be saying that term either, okay? Even if it isn't technically the N-word, you are using a word that rhymes with the N-word with the intent of kind of using and weaponizing that kind of term. I'm asking you to stop. Please don't do it again. Thank you. Like, was that, like, fucking timed, or was that coincidence? Like, I'm trying to fucking start my stream, okay? We have a lot to get into, and I really want to have a nice night tonight, okay? Please, thank you. Now, as I was saying, well, the question of the stream, the question is in the title. Are all white people racist? It's a very simple question, very kind of yes or no. A lot of people might think that it's a bit nuanced. Like, well, no, it's not that simple. It's a little bit complicated. Well, those people are probably white that are saying that. And to the person, Gumpty, the fucking Ed, whatever kind of dumbass name is that, I am not white. I have said this, I don't know how many times now. I, as in me, as in Michael, as in CopperCab, I am not N-O-T, not white, okay? I don't know how many times I have to tell you, idiots, I'm not white. I don't identify as white. I'm literally not white. I'm a ginger. It's a completely different race. Whenever you people decide to one day wake the fuck up and get woke and realize that, let me know. Till then, shut the fuck up. Now, as I was saying, my name, of course, is CopperCab. A lot of you may know me as Mr. Copper. You probably know me already if you're here right now. I know that this stream's a little bit late. I've had a very busy couple weeks. I was actually getting this room clean. I just finished. I took a 15-minute break after I cleaned and just kind of cleared my head. And, wait, what the fuck is it? Anyway, I took like about a 15-minute break, cleared my head. I'm good. I'm here, and I'm happy to be here. I was actually, honestly, missing you guys a lot. Guys, girls, theys, thems, all of you, not being gender specific. I don't want to use gender specific terms right now. I don't want to, exclude anybody. I like to be very inclusive, as all of you know. And I'm here now. And I'm excited to be back, baby! Even if it's only for one stream. I will be returning shortly, again, after the 15th. I will be flying back to Atlanta. Or, sorry, I'll be flying back to Wichita from Atlanta. I'll be returning. And, yeah, and we're going to get to all of that. Or not to all of that, but, like, I will be back to streaming. It's just, I am going to be, not streaming for a few more days, after tonight. So, I just wanted to let y'all know that. I wanted to let y'all know that now, so you were not surprised. And,
do your thing so well, I better not show you where the lemonade is made. Sweet lemonade, sweet lemonade.
Alright, Benbow. Guys, Copper isn't white. That's correct. He's a vampire. Okay, gingers don't... Okay, I'm not gonna read that comment. I am not a fucking vampire! Don't call me that! That is actually a very racist term towards redheaded people. I would appreciate it if you wouldn't say that. You're making fun of our skin complexion and our ability to burn from the sun. I don't find that funny. I would ask you respectfully to please stop being disrespectful and please don't use that term in my chat again. Thank you. So, everyone, I'm trying to keep a nice smile and try to keep a good positive attitude. So, today we're going to be talking about white people. I know. Hold on. Let me say that again. Sorry, hold on. Okay. All right, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about white people. Okay. I know. No. Okay, guys, let's be respectful. Okay, I know white people can kind of be ish, but let's be... Okay. Alright, that's enough. Thank you. Okay, I want this to be a safe space, even for the whites. Even though everywhere is a safe space for them. So, anyway, we are talking about white people, and, but specifically, what is up with whites? Are they all racist? Are they not racist? Are most racist? Are some racist? Is racism just a part of their genes? I don't think that it is. I think that racism is taught, not ingrained in any human being. I would say that I don't think all white people are racist, specifically. I wouldn't say that all white people are. But you might say most are, okay? We're going to discuss that today. Again, please, and I want to say this right away, please, no disrespect to any of your fellow classmates in the chat. I don't want any kind of miniature race wars breaking out in my chat room, okay? If you agree with me, that's awesome. You should agree with me because I'm smarter than a lot of you. But if you don't, that's okay too, I guess. That's why you're here to learn and to be educated. There's nothing wrong with being wrong as long as you're willing to learn, okay? That you are wrong.
You know what that is?
I'm talking right now! Jumpy, quit it!
I'm on, Greg!
Excuse me!
So are you colorblind? Brother, it's okay if you want to be a wigga as it's your life. You are a partnership of the gangster ginger.
What's that? I can't hear you over the
booze! Please don't sit up here trying to convince aren't white when are. Unless are a midget leprechaun.
Shut the fuck up! Gumpy! I am not white! Quit it! Do not use the fucking bot again! None of you. What is this person spamming? 269? Men and women. There's more than two genders, so that whole comment is actually quite incendiary. It's a bit problematic. Okay. I just want to teach my fucking class. Lampshade Knight, don't start. So you're basically calling the Queen racist. The Queen has passed away. Rest in peace to the Queen of England.
It's all over now.
The Queen of Great
Shrek
Britain. I don't
leaves
know.
through
Is
my
it
window.
The United Kingdom, the Queen of the United Kingdom.
Shrek is
Excuse
love.
me, I'm talking right now.
Is life.
You're being disrespectful, dumbass. Rest in peace to her.
Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy
I'm
cock.
talking about something serious, and you're being problematic. Trey Sean, the Rublo. Shut the fuck up! I will respond to your comment momentarily. As I was saying, the queen has indeed passed away. Rest in peace to her. She served her nations, I guess, for 70 years. And I will say this. I don't like people that disrespect the recently deceased. I think that it's very gross. There was a lot of vitriol and hatred on Twitter. Shocker, right? Anyway, as somebody who is not a fan of colonization or some of the things that Great Britain has done, I do not fault the Queen for every fucking problematic thing that the entire nation or nations have did. Okay, or the history of the nation. So, I think that she did what she was supposed to do for 70 years, and I'm not going to hate on her, okay? Round of applause for the Queen. May she rest in peace. Seriously. God bless her. Drop a UK or a UK flag in the live chat. Okay. We're in the middle of a fucking applause, Giga Chad. Do you mind? Do you mind? Oh, look at that. It didn't work because you cussed. Dumbass!
I failed!
You fucking failed!
I can smell penis.
You little dumbass robot failed, Giga Chad. More like Giga Idiot. Dipshit. Anyway, more like, debased. Or wait, what is it? Is that another word? Or defaced Giga Chad instead of base Giga Chad. Anyway, that was a bit corny, but who cares? Not cornier than him. So anyway, no, I'm not calling the Queen racist, although the nation is comprised of a lot of, well, racism, you know, white people. But anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. Trayshawn, I disagree, Bimbo. Gingers do have... Only difference is they don't have more... What are you talking about, Trey? Shut up! Giga Chad, my fellow whitey. It's so glad to see your glowing face on stream tonight. Oh! I'm not white! Don't call me fucking whitey, you piece of shit. Or should I say bird shit white? Anyway, I can't tell you how happy I am to see a fellow Caucasian telling people how awesome the white race is. We gotta show all these people. Okay, what's up? No. No! I'm not saying white people are cool. In fact, I'm saying quite the opposite. We're going to be discussing a lot of the problematic history of whites. In fact, I have taken it upon myself to do quite a bit of research. And I have created a wheel! No, not a wheel of torture, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you're disappointed. But no, this is a wheel that I have built myself. Well, not myself, but I have on pickerwheel.com, I think the name of it is. I actually took my time and researched all of the greatest atrocities, or some of. There is many more. I'm sure there are many more. But these are just some, and I typed in each one, and there's a picker wheel, so we can just hit the wheel like so. How do you do this? How do you do this? How do you? Oh, it's right in the fucking center. What am I doing? So I'm just showing you for example, okay? And I'll actually go through and read each of the options, and then so we're gonna go through and we're gonna read each of these ones. So, the war on drugs and mass incarceration! Wow! So this is just one of the many awful fucking things white people have done. And we're gonna go through that, so, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit done for right now. But there's many more, and, there's many things white people have done that's awful. And we're gonna cover them a lot. We're gonna try to cover them all tonight.
Do you think so? Well, I better not show you where
okay,
the
no, don't say that.
Sweet lemonade.
Don't approve any more comments from them. We're gonna ignore people like that. If you're gonna disrespect the recently deceased, I don't want you to.
You know what that is? I saw Greg's vagina. I got a mangina.
I'll drink my water.
Greg.
I'll just sit here and sip my water and wait for you to be finished, Bimbo. Are you done now? Are you done now?
Well, get into that kitchen and wash them pots and pans. Well, get into that kitchen and wash them pots and pans.
White tea power.
Shut
White tea
up!
power. White tea
No,
power.
no, no,
White tea
no,
power.
no!
White tea power.
You don't say blah blah blah
White
blah
tea
blah blah
power.
blah 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 blah
White
blah
tea
blah
power.
blah 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 blah
White tea
blah
power.
blah blah
White tea
blah
power.
blah.
White tea power.
No,
White tea
no,
power.
no,
White tea
no,
power.
no,
White tea-
no, no. You know you're awful, right, Giga Chad? Like you're not funny. You're just being outright. Now you're being outright racist. Everyone, boo, Giga Chad. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I know. Enough. Thank you. No more comments from you, Giga Chad. That'll be all for tonight. Thank you. Bimbo, Copper isn't white, only his shell is. That yolk is yellow as can be. Are you calling me a fucking egg? Bimbo! I am not... I am not an egg. Do not call me that. Again. We're going to ignore them. Mikey likes it, donated to. I have leaked Google Doc of the Ashley Biden diary, and I'm trying to see if you wanted to read it. Plus, I'm trying to share. No, I don't even know what the fuck that is. So, moving on. We're not talking about that. We are talking about white people being problematic. Now, who in the live chat dislikes Joe Biden? Drop a 111 in the live chat if you're not a fan of Joe Biden. There's a point I'm making here. Don't be afraid to drop a 111, okay? I'm not going to ban you for dropping 111, okay? Even though I voted for Joe Biden, and I will vote for him again if he runs. This is a safe space. As I pinned in the live chat, I pinned the comment. This is a safe space. Do not feel afraid to share your opinions. Even if it is political. Just don't argue with me, okay? I'm not in the mood to argue with all of you tonight, okay? Drop a 111 in the live chat if you do not like Joe Biden. It's a very simple request. If you don't want to follow that, then you're just plain stupid, but that's your choice.
I'd love penis. I'd love penis.
Yeah, sure.
Cause I fancy one.
I'm not in the mood.
Anyone.
I'm not in the mood tonight. Finisher. Do you want to be written up on the board? Do you want to be? Do you want me to write you up on the board, Vanisher? I suggest for your own fucking good, you don't do that again, Vanisher. For your own fucking good. Cheese. What is making fun of my orange hair? What is Nathaniel something or something? Has been a member of the Rotten Eggs for 15 months in a row. Wow, an idiot for 15 months. Good job. I'm talking. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna try to be respectful.
No, I'm saying the opposite. Giga Chad owns you and you have done
No, he doesn't!
You aren't secretly trying to be a James
Shut the fuck
but
up!
one question remains. Are you with the Bloods Wigga? Wigga
Wow!
cap, Wigga cap, Wigga cap, Wigga cap, Wigga cap, triple A.
Wow. Okay. Wow. You just asked me if I was with a gang, and you also made it the Bloods. Why? Because of red? Because I'm a redhead? Because I have red hair? Are you associating the color of my hair with a gang color? That's not appropriate. In fact, it's quite offensive. Probably not only to me, but also to the gangs that you are offending by associating things that are not related in any way with each other just based off of a color, which, by the way, sounds a little racist. Prick! Shut the fuck up! I am not white! Giga Chad doesn't own shit. Not me, not any of you, not anybody. Probably not even him. Well, he probably himself, I don't know. He probably, well, anyway, I don't want to talk about jacking off. Anyway! We are here to talk about white people. Not white penises, as pathetic as some of them might be. I'm not size shaming, just saying. Anyway, what did this Nathaniel person say? Good evening, Copper. I miss you a lot. How are you? I'm fine. Thank you for asking. And it's nice to know that I've been missed so much. I'm sure many of you have missed me quite a bit. How are you? I'm doing well. Are you still recovering from Harold Porking Aubrey, I heard she's opened up all holes for him. That's such a fucking disgusting comment! You don't talk about my wife again! I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna have a nice night. Maybe if I don't react to some of you and your stupidity the way I probably should appropriately, which is with frustration because it is understandable. What I have is righteous fury. Righteous is the operative word. I am righteous. I am Ebola. I'm not Ebola. I said I am righteous, but there's a person coincidentally with the name I am Ebola in the live chat, super chat 2, and said, do you still have a soul? I'm not even going to respond to that question. I'm not going to dignify that question with a response. What do you think, dumbass? What do you fucking think? Of course everyone has a soul. Anyway, moving on. Now, we're going to do the picker wheel here, okay? And we're going to figure out which. Now, but before I do that, I want to go over each one. I want to go over each option, and I want to read them out loud to all of you with a very brief summary. Oh gosh, I'm trying. Whitey
Don't
Cab,
listen to him, he's the fake version of me. I'm the real one, and all white people are cool, and BLM is a hate group.
Penis, 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 vagina. Penis, 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 semen.
I'll just sit here and wait for you people to finish, okay? Ozzy Bob, hey Copper Just Salt, you should know that I subscribe to Belle Delphine's OnlyFans. I don't care. You're supporting Belle. That's great.
Cameron.
Ozzy said, and sadly, her axe wound is so rough that it looks like she was fingered by Edward Scissorhands while having an epileptic.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do with
epileptic seizure.
All right, I'm gonna put your cock in my mouth, and I'm gonna bite it up.
Shut the fuck up, Ozzy Bob! Don't talk about Belle Delphine's vagina. Metalhead's been a member of the Rotten Eggs for 3 months in a row. Lovely. Thank you. Glad to see you're back without your live streams. It's not the same. Thank you, Metalhead. I appreciate the kind comment. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for laughing in the live chat. Very humorous. You're all so fucking funny. I'm sure you just love yourselves. Bimbo, listen here, Humpty. Don't call me Humpty. You better stop yelling at me because all the king's horses and men won't stop me from making an omelet. Ooh, you're fucking whack. Shut the hell up. You ain't making shit. I'm not gonna be an omelet. I'm not a fucking egg. Titanium Taxi, dear Mr. Copper, glad to see you back. Thank you. Hope Meemaw is doing well. She is recovering slowly. I think she's still in the hospital. She is still in rough shape, clearly. Or, you know what I mean? I mean, you would be too, probably, if you had 2 heart attacks. It's not good. But that's why I'm flying down to Atlanta to see her. So, God willing, everything's going to be okay. God bless her. Hope she's going to recover. I'm sure she will. She's a very tough girl. Very tough woman. Very tough person, you know. But, yeah. So, if you guys are people that pray, or if you're people of faith, maybe consider dropping a like. Maybe consider praying for Meemaw and for her recovery at some point when you get the chance. If not, whatever. I don't know. But anyway. Right. Anyway, I appreciate you asking about Meemaw Titanium. When is your super surprise gonna drop? The big project is happening. It will be dropping within the next few weeks. It's just been delayed. It's a big project. It's a big production. A lot of moving pieces to it. And it's not all completely dependent on me. There are other people working on it with me that I have brought on to work on it, and not everything can be done immediately. So things have to finish being made. So anyway, but it is coming. Thank you for asking. Right. Thanks also, or update please. Yeah, well, I just said the update. Thanks also, spin that wheel. I'm going to spin the wheel in a moment. Ozzy Bob, hey, Copper Just Salt, you should, yeah, I'm not reading that fucking comment again. Okay, are we good now? Are we all caught up now? I'd like to get to the actual, topic of the fucking stream, okay? Which is white people, and why they're all so... Not all, but a lot of them are problematic, okay?
This is my happy song. I like to sing it all day long. I'll teach you the words, then you can sing along.
What's up, my fellow wigga? I love it when you jigga
Don't
those
call me
niggas.
the W word.
Swigamoo, figamoo, bigga, wigga, pigga. All hail the great white wronga king Sir
Shut the
Copper.
fuck-
The wigga est of all the
Shut up!
wigga side of the bligga. Bling bling our white king. www.
Shut the fuck up! Don't call me, okay? Stop rhyming with the N-word, Giga Chad. First of all, you're not a good rapper. This is why you never dropped a diss track against me, okay? Because you would fail at it. As that is a surprise to nobody. I am a superior songwriter, a superior rapper, a superior rhymer, okay? Just in general, a writer. I'm a better thinker than all of you, okay? Just understand that there is a hierarchy of... Not a hierarchy, because that sounds a little bit racist, but I don't mean it like that. What I mean is, stop laughing in the fucking live chat. What I mean is, Giga Chad, there are people who are stupid. There are people that are smart. There are people that are very smart. So smart that they know that sometimes they're not always right. And they're willing to learn and grow and evolve and progress. Progressives. Hence progressive, because we progress. Okay? Conservative starts with C-O-N, as in con artist, as in Donald Trump, with his failed fucking casinos and his meat companies. You made Biff from fucking, well, I'm not gonna say Biff from Back to the Future, but you really got Trump elected. Well, by the way, speaking of Trump, everyone, idiots, and speaking of dumbasses, that is actually one of the things that we have on the list, which we're going to look at now. Trump, the election of Trump, is one of the atrocities committed by white people.
Do you think so? Well, I better not show you where the lemonade is made. Sweet lemonade, sweet lemonade.
Well, what I was doing...
cheese. I'm not cheesy. I'm not cheesy. Don't call me cheese. That's racist towards ginger people. I'm asking you to stop. No, I'm telling you. So you will stop. Because I said so. Vanisher, stop with the fucking cheese emojis in live chat. That is not going to be a new thing. Do I look like a breakfast platter? Everyone's calling me eggs. People say that I fuck toasters. Now there's cheese. Are we going to have like a cheese and egg sandwich with toast made from a toaster that I fucked with eggs that I cracked? Aubrey cracks on my head. Like, what's with all the breakfast food stuff on my streams? Are you all obsessed with breakfast? Hey, I'm not gonna fault you for that. I love breakfast. I love eggs. I love fried eggs. I like sunny side up. I like eggs for breakfast. Eggs on fried rice. Sometimes having an egg on a fried rice is nice. I actually cooked fried rice the other night, and I also made homemade pot stickers, Asian pot stickers. I cooked them on the stove. They were very, very fucking delicious. I made 2 batches of them, and I gave most of them to Aubrey. I made them vegetarian for her. She loved them. They were great. They were crispy, but not too cooked. They were so fucking delicious. And I had some P.F. Chang's brand teriyaki sauce I bought from the grocery store, and I heated up a bowl of it, and you could dip it in it. It was delicious. Y'all don't know that about me. I'm a good fucking cook. Chef Copper. Anyway, as I was saying, we are going to be reading, okay? We're going to be ignoring people like Lieutenant Vanisher. Oh, also earlier when I was talking about the stupid scale. Giga Chad, you are... So there's smart people and super smart people. There's dumb and super fucking dumb people. You would be below that. You would be below super dumb. You are so fucking stupid. You do not realize that you are stupid. Therefore, you think that you are smart, so you cannot really be talked to. Impossible almost to have a conversation with. You can make a smart... It's hard to make a smart person... Like, if a smart person is wrong, it's hard to win against them in a conversation, right? Because they're so smart. But it's like damn near impossible with the stupid people because they don't realize how stupid they are. They always think that they're right.
It's all over now.
Anyway,
Shrek leaves through my window. Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
Bimbo, has your face gotten smaller? I think the screaming shrinks it. Piss off, asshole. No.
Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking
Janet.
cunt.
Okay, I appreciate the kindness, Janet. I wanted to announce on stream my love for Giga Chad. That doesn't sound like Janet to me. He is so handsome and he makes me so happy. I want him to sign my cleavage.
Well, get into that kitchen
with
and
his
wash
beautiful
them
Giga
pots
name.
and
That's lovely.
pans.
That's a lovely name.
Well, get into that kitchen and wash them pots and pans.
That's obviously not Janet. Angry Ginger, so glad to see Belle Delphine is joining Dog Fart Nation Network. Next mouth? Did you mean to type month? Do you not know how to spell the word month? Idiot. Anyway, no, she's not. I doubt she is. And don't call yourself Angry Ginger. That's a problematic name.
Dunk on its winky. Do you think so? Well, I better not show you where the lemonade is made. Sweet lemonade. Sweet lemonade.
Go off, Gumpty. It don't matter if you white or whack. You mean black? Why are you misspelling the word black?
I've come in my pants. I can smell penis.
I'm not okay, for 5 minutes, I'm not going to be, I'm not responding to comments right now. If you send them in, if they get approved, Aubrey, if you're approving them or whichever moderator's approving these, I'm not reading these right now. I'll read them in a moment. I will read them in a moment. I'm not, Janet, I don't want to read it right now. Don't use the fucking bot either. Do not talk over me. Enough. I am talking right now. I am taking back control of this stream. In fact, I'm going to display that dominance by sitting here for a moment in silence. This is my fucking stream. You choose to be here. I don't care if you're here. As long as you are willing to learn, listen, and learn, you would do well to stop talking so fucking much and typing. You are a part of what is wrong with this nation. With multiple nations, if you're an American, a lot of people want to do all the talking, and they don't want to listen. You all know everything, so you can learn nothing. You are ignorant fucking fools, and the sooner you realize that, the better. If you actually want to change that, shut the fuck up and listen to what I have to say. This is my stream. Enough! Enough with the fucking robot. Enough with the interruptions. Enough with the insults. Enough with the racism and the bigotry and the ignorance. Enough. It's my turn to talk. Now, let's all have a nice day. Let's have a nice stream, okay? We've got another hour and a half to go. It's a good time. Now, today we're going to be looking at some of the comments, okay? Or, sorry, not comments. See, look at me. So today, we are going to be looking at the problem. So, are white people all racist? Yes or no in the live chat? Yes or no? What do you think? Simple question, really. I think I even made a poll. Let's see what the poll's saying. Yeah, here we go. 202 people have voted so far. Are all white people racist? 202 people, coming up on 250,000. Are all white people racist? 27%, so over a quarter of you. So at least, I want to say 50. Yeah, 50. So around, okay, Google, what's 27% of 200?
27% of 200 is 54.
So 54 of you so far have donated that yes, all white people are racist.
Shut the fuck up.
Excuse me.
You're a fucking cunt.
You to not.
Hey Cheesecab wanted to thanks for calling me a idiot. I appreciate it.
Do not, I'm going to say this very calmly, okay? Do not use the fucking bot again! Don't use it on my stream. No more. The bot is off limits. You know what? No. I won't take the bot off. I won't take the bot off the table. For the good people. For good people like Janet. For actual supporters of mine. If you have a sincere question, you may use the bot. Only, though, when I say there is an appropriate time, which there will be. I will set aside 5 minutes at some point in the future of the stream, and we will address comments then, okay? Right now, we are doing my class. If you are not here to learn, you are free to leave, okay? No one is making you stay here. I don't care if there was negative 100 people watching. I'd still be teaching. Because after I'm done streaming, this video can go up on my channel. Do you know why I private all my streams? Because all of you dumbasses ruin my streams with your stupid comments like Vanisher. You are an idiot, Vanisher. Are all white people racist? 26%. So a lot of people said yes. Some dumbasses said no. Well, I'm not going to call them dumbasses, but, you know, they're free to think that way. So we're going to end that poll there. To give you the quick answer, I don't think so. I don't think that all white people are racist. I don't think that all snakes are venomous. I'm going to play a very, very quick little clip from a smart man. Not to use gender terms, but because should the word man even be phased out? Like, should we even use that term anymore? Is that an outdated term? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not saying it is. I'm just posing the question. But that's not the topic of today. Are all people bad snakes? Here we go. I want you to listen to Muhammad Ali, okay? Shh, everyone have respect for Muhammad Ali.
Moving the neighborhoods, we clean their own neighborhoods. And another thing, when you say integration, it comes under intermarriage too, right? All been together.
Right, sure.
And I'm sure no intelligent white person watching this show, or no intelligent white man in his or her right white mind want black boys and black girls marrying their white sons and daughters.
Okay, I don't know what he means by all that. Okay, this isn't, no, I think that integration and I think interracial relationships are beautiful. I think that there's nothing wrong with interracial relationships. I don't know if that's what Muhammad Ali is saying. If he is saying that is wrong, I don't agree. But there's a very good quote. Well, not a good quote. Everyone just hold on for a second. This isn't a long video.
And in return, introducing their grandchildren as half-brown, kinky-haired black people. And I'm sure...
What the fuck did he just say? Wait, hold on. What now?
I'm sure as half-brown, kinky-haired black people. I'm sure...
I wouldn't object to that.
Well, you wouldn't, but a lot of them would.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people... No, it's the point.
What I'm trying to say is...
What the fuck is it? Wait, what? No, hold on.
What I'm trying to say is this. You don't have it. You say...
I'm the blue whale. I'm the blue whale. I'm the big blue whale.
Watch a video. Take a shot.
What kind of animal am I?
This is not about you.
I have accepted Janet's courtship and we are official now.
No one
I want to thank you for introducing us through your endless ranting strands. It was destiny. I'm trying to figure out our celebrity couple power name now. Based_Gigashanet. Janet is number 1.
Based Giga Chanet? Is that what you're saying? Chanet? No, we're not going to start calling you Chanet. Okay? Chad, Janet, Chanet. No, that's not funny. This is not Brangelina. This is not fucking Celebrity People magazine. Okay? This is not TMZ. Nothing wrong with TMZ. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Shut up! Janet in the live chat said, Janet said, I'm not with Basic Gigachode. That's a hilarious, that nickname, see, now that's more, instead of base Gigachad, more like basic Gigachad, or Gigachode. Now that's an appropriate comment. Stop using the fucking bot, you ignorant fool. Now, I'm not reacting. I'm not even reading the comment. I'm looking away. I told you all to stop. I'm not reacting to these comments right now. I'll read them in a little while, but I'm not reading them right now. So if you want to leave comments, that's fine, I guess. Not really, because I'm asking you not to do that, but I'm not reading them right now. Hopefully you'll fucking stop when you realize I'm not going to react to your bullshit. I'm trying to conduct a class. Which is why I'm also having a major issue with the fucking robots, okay? Because they're just talking over me, and I don't like that. So stop. Thank you. Moving on.
Ain't gonna have it. You on the show, and you gotta say that.
No, that's not true.
Why would you want to do that?
Because I don't think
yourself?
I'm any different from you. You see.
Yeah, we much different.
I mean, I think society's made us different.
You know we're different. We all together.
But society's made us different.
No, not society. God made.
Why is okay? Hold on. What is happening in this video? What is going on with this video?
Taste me, try me.
Is Aubrey? Is that Aubrey doing that? I don't know. What like is she just trying to piss me off? I don't know. Whatever.
Made us different.
No, we're just human beings. He made all of us.
We all listen. Bluebirds fly with bluebirds. Red birds want to be with red birds. Listen. Tell me when I'm wrong. Pigeons want to be with pigeons.
But
Tell me when I'm wrong. We should have. More, they don't have intelligence, but yet they stay together. We should have more intelligence than them, right? Buzzards are with buzzards. Yeah. Buzzards are with buzzards.
No, don't applaud that. That is not a comment you want to applaud. I am not a fan of these comments from Mr. Ali.
Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cock.
I'm not reacting to the comment. I'm not reacting to golden dumbass. I'm not reacting to this. I'm not reacting to this comment right now. No. Take your video link, shove it up your ass. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say that. But seriously, don't. Stop. All of you.
You know what that is? I saw Greg's
this
vagina.
Is not a good quote.
I got a mangina.
This is not a good quote. Hold on. I can't even read! I said to
Dear
stop!
Mr. Copper, the answer has to be no, if all whites are problematic, as there are a lot of women who only seek BBC relationships. Remember, Sudanese men are average 7.1 inches, whereas Taiwanese men are only 3.4 inches.
Do not stereotype Asian people with the penis thing. That is not appropriate. That is not the point of this stream. That is not the point of this class. You seem like you're sex obsessed. Because every other comment's about something with sex. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to say seek help, but I don't know. I'm not going to say that you seek. Or, you know what? No. I'm not going to say that you seem sex obsessed, but like, you kind of do seem that way, though. I will say that. Hold on now. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, y'all, we're talking about white people right now, okay? And why they're probably mostly, if not all, but I'll say mostly racist. I don't think all of them are racist. I don't know what the late, great, in the boxing ring, Muhammad Ali, is talking about here. This is not the Muhammad Ali that I thought he was. I don't know what this means. I don't understand what he's saying. Is he actually promoting segregation? I don't know. I don't think he. I don't want to think that he is. This seems very problematic, though.
Birds, but they got different cultures.
This seems
the
very
eagles
problematic.
like to hang out in the mountains. The buzzard like to fly around the desert.
Well,
the bluebird like to fly around the trees and the
certain
grass.
problems a buzzard mating with a sparrow, wouldn't there?
What?
There'd be certain.
Right. And we have the problems too.
No.
We're all human. White people, they're still human, but white people can mate with black people, and Spanish people can mate with ginger people. You can have little ginger Spanish babies. It's rare, I think, but it happens, I think. There are scenarios where if ginger people interbreed with other types, like whites, well, not whites, but I think that if a ginger person breeds with I want to say Chinese person, maybe, that makes it so the offspring won't be ginger. I'm not 100% sure about that. But look, I don't have a problem with ginger people getting with Asian people or any other kinds of people. I don't have a problem with interracial. I don't have a problem with interracial relationships. I think that they're beautiful. I think that the intermixing of humans and the different kinds helps bring humanity together. Just like back in the day, kingdoms would have certain kingdoms marry the princess and the prince of different, maybe even warring kingdoms, so it would bring the nations together, kind of, because they would become one family. I think that it helps bring the world together in some ways. So I think, in fact, maybe one day everyone will be interracial. Wouldn't that be lovely if everybody was in an interracial relationship? If all, I mean, as long as it's consensual and everyone's just having a good time, you know, and it's good and legal and everything's okay. But anyway,
I don't see.
But you know, I don't need everyone to be I don't need everybody to be in an interracial relationship. I mean, people should just be happy.
I don't see no black and white couples in England or America walking around proud, holding their children.
That's because society
and going out.
That's society's fault. I mean, we've got to educate people around.
I don't
life
understand.
Is too short for
This
me to be raised
is
catching
so
hell
back.
or something like that.
I don't want to say
I'd rather go
backwards,
do
but
my
like
own. Have a beautiful daughter, beautiful wife, that kill your race. Let me tell you something. Same. Who want to spot a for me and socialize and talk to me like my American black woman? No woman, and last is a white woman, can really identify with me and my feelings and the way I act and the way I talk. And you can't take no Chinese man and give him no Puerto Rican woman and holler about we in love and you emotionally in love and physically.
I'm not gonna play this whatever this is anymore on my stream. This is not what I thought it was.
People to move in.
No, get it off my channel. Get it off my screen. Off my channel. Not off my channel, but like no, this is. There is some quote. Hold on one second.
I watch these shows, and a lot of people are just so happy. Keep going.
Being so successful and so
that of black, same time you could tell because of who had some
amount of guilt about being so,
which was rare.
Working.
Well, anyway, I don't know. There was something like, just because not all look. There was some analogy, and I can't for some reason seem to find it. But it was, and I'm gonna probably do an awful job at quoting this, so it will not be verbatim, and I'm probably gonna even have a rough time paraphrasing it. But there was some analogy made, and I don't know if it was by Muhammad Ali or somebody else, but it was like, if you tell me, you know, like, oh well, not all white people are racist, not all white people are bad, not all white people, you know, are hateful towards other kinds of people. Well, okay, maybe that's the case, sure, but if there was some quote, and I don't even know if it's an appropriate quote, I don't even know if it's a good quote really, or if it's like a helpful quote. It might be even problematic. I don't know, in retrospect, but it was like, not all snakes are venomous. If you put if you told me that there was a bucket of snakes, okay, and 9 out of 10 of them were not venomous, or 5 out of 10 of them, so 50% of the snakes in the bucket were not venomous, or if 9 of the snakes, even 90% of them, okay, 9 out of 10 were not venomous, but there was one that was very venomous, could hurt you in that bucket, would you want to put your hand in the bucket of snakes? There's still a chance that one can hurt you. Now, even now, me, and I'm probably not even quoting that the right way, but now that I think about it, now that I'm sitting here and kind of reflecting, not reflecting, but thinking about that quote does seem a bit problematic. And it seems a bit stereotypish. And I don't want to say that you can stereotype white people, because, I mean, you know, not like that. Like, it's not, I wouldn't say that it's a racist thing to say that about white people, but I would say that because white people have done a lot of problematic things, and we're going to talk about that today, if you all shut the fuck up. But I don't even like that quote. You know what, just disregard all these comments. Just disregard them. Disregard them all. Let's just start over, because even that quote seems a bit problematic in a way, in nature. So
How to work.
I don't know what the fuck Muhammad Ali was talking about in that video. Not a fan. Anyway, so here are some of the things that white people have done.
Well, get into that kitchen and wash them pots and pans. Well, get into that kitchen and wash them pots and pans.
I'm not reacting to these comments, so are you done? Okay, so these are some.
I'm just a dumb redhead ginger. You better run. I want your soul. I'm just a pale freckled ginger.
So these are some of the things that white people have done across history to earn maybe a bit of reputation. I don't know if they have or not, but let's just read some of them, okay? So we've got sexism, American sexism. I'm not going to explain in depth on all of them. We're going to spin the wheel, and then whenever it lands on it, we'll talk more about it. So we got sexism, okay? Specifically in America, but, you know, just in general, the patriarchy, patriarchal governments, Rome, Germany, of course, the United Kingdom, even with, like, you know, I mean, they did have a queen, a wonderful queen. God bless her. Well, not well, but, like, now we have a king in England. Patriarchy, woo. Anyway, who knows? And didn't King Charles, or where, didn't he, like, cheat on Diana or something? Wonderful men. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I don't know much about all that stuff. But anyway, let's move on. Disregard those comments. Anyway, so sexism, okay? In America, the nuclear family, the man goes out and is the breadwinner, and the woman, the wife, stays at home in the kitchen, making the food and doing the dishes and raising the children. You know, sexism, all right? Of course, you have the tragedy of Martin Luther King Jr. What happened to him? There was an assassination. It was awful. It was terrible. It was absolutely horrific. You have gun violence. Do I need to elaborate here? I mean, it's 2022. I think we should all understand what that means. Gun violence, pretty fucking bad.
This is my happy song. I like to sing it all day long.
Excuse me?
I'll teach you the words, then you can sing along.
I'm in the middle.
Wittgenstein, I have to hand it to you. You have the best class around, if not for Channet aka John Lowballs or Ginger 00005 Dildo. The knowledge is so great. I feel great not feeling that you are truly the most insane ginger man I have seen in my life.
First of all, don't call me insane, okay? That's problematic. That is an ableist term. Stop. And don't call me Walt, whatever the fuck that word is. W-I-G-G-A, again, enough. With the W word, stop it. Quit it! Anyway, enough with the fucking robot! Stop, no more. Seriously. I'm gonna give y'all 3 chances to stop interrupting. You do it again, I'm gonna start writing names up on that board behind me. And you do not want that. Thank you. Mods, keep a track. 3 chances y'all get. 3! And after that, it's to the B-O-A-R-D. Once you lose 3, it's the B-O-A-R-D. The board. The big board. B-I-G, B-O-A-R-D. Anyway, so, right, gun violence. So, blackface, right here, plus digital blackface, even today. You people just haven't learned. You haven't learned your lesson. Using emojis that are not white. If you're a white person, you shouldn't be using emojis featuring black people or POCs. It is problematic in nature. If you can't accept that, well, you're probably a part of the problem. White privilege strikes again. Well, not strikes again, but you know what I mean. Anyway, speaking of that, cultural appropriation. All right, using taco emojis, okay? Or little Asian emojis, like little Asian, like the fortune cookie emojis, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, look, okay, maybe food emojis isn't a good example. I don't know. But cultural appropriation, okay? That's why some of the things that even Justin Trudeau was not, I don't approve of. You know, the blackface stuff is awful. Very problematic. Terrible things to do. To mock another culture or to use it. Like, my culture is not your fucking costume. Learn that. Be better. Anyway, the invention of slavery. Of course, white people invented. People always like to bring up, well, white people invented electricity. No, dumbass. Electricity comes from the fucking clouds when it's storming. You dummy. It naturally comes out of the sky. You did not invent electricity or the internet, by the way. They always try to bring up, like, a list of things that white people invented. Some racially charged dumbass Twitter account. Spewing bullshit and hatred and ignorance. Anyway, it's problematic, alright? But anyway, the invention of slavery is one. white people. Anyway, moving on. British colonization. Speaking of Great Britain and the UK and, you know, England, British colonization, there is a litany, a long list that we can dive into if we want to, or we can talk about different things that happened during the escapades, the era of British colonization. Terrible, terrible things took place. Y'all have no idea. You're all sitting all comfortable in your homes, wherever you are in the world, on your iPhones and your smartphones and your tablets and your computers with your food next to you, you know, and your heating and your cool air and your fans and your cool running water, clean water. You don't know the kinds of struggles other people have had to go through. Probably. If you have, well, that sucks. And that's tough. Hopefully things get better. But, like, you don't know. You don't know. White privilege. Anyway. Terrible. Treatment of natives is obviously terrible. World War I, obviously terrible. World War II, obviously terrible. These are all terrible things that, mostly white people have done. So anyway. I mean, look at World War I. Was it not wasn't it Germany or World War II, Germany? And then there was like, again, white people send the entire war. The entire war, or pardon me, the entire world was plunged into war because white people had some problems. I mean, I don't know if it was just white people, but I'm saying it's probably mostly white people. Like Germany, mostly white. At the time. Not reacting to your comments. Enough. Thank you. Moving on. Copper's left dumbass testicle. I'm still reading.
I love penis, 'cause I fancy one. Anyone.
Hey class, if you want to learn the truth about how white people were first enslaved by the brown people back in the ancient Greek and Roman days. Ginger tyrants reigned over the brownies and they enslaved all the white people and forced them
You're
north.
racist. You're clearly a racist. Saying terms like brownies. That's fucking racist, dude. Check your white privilege or leave. Quit it! Bad. Problematic. Bigot. Quit laughing in the live chat. It's not funny. It's ignorant, it's wrong, and I don't approve. Saif, okay, hold on. I'm banning Saif from my chat. Anyone that thinks that's funny, I'm banning them. Apologize or get banned. Apologize or get banned. Putting user in timeout. Make an example out of you. There will be no more bot abuse on my channel moving forward. Shh.
I'm just a dumb redhead ginger. You better run. I want your soul. I'm just a pale freckled ginger.
You done? Quit it. Of course you have the KKK. Terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. And you have Jim Crow laws. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on, people. Jim Crow laws, segregation, okay? The 50s and the 60s. And so on and so forth. Just terrible. Terrible fucking things occurred during this. If we land on that, we'll talk more about it.
Hear me move.
That's 2 strikes. That's 2 strikes.
Hashtag free underscore Scythe. Hashtag free underscore
No,
Scythe. Hashtag free
put
underscore
hashtag-
Scythe.
put that in the live chat and you're
Free
gonna get kicked.
underscore Scythe.
Put it
Hashtag
in-
free underscore Scythe. Hashtag free underscore Scythe. Hashtag free underscore Scythe. Hashtag free underscore Scythe. Hashtag free underscore.
Basic Giga Chad, where are we at here? Basic Giga Chad, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Giga Chad. Bye-bye, dumbass. Anyone else? No, you're gonna learn to listen to me. You're gonna stop using the bot. You're going to learn to listen to me. Anybody else? I am the boss here, not you. I am the boss. Quit it. Garage Lad, put user in timeout. Anyway, I'm not gonna spend most of my time here disciplining you people. You're going to stop. One more chance to quit it. And after that, anyone that uses the bot is being written up on the board. And you know what happens if you get 3 strikes? You go in the big book. And trust me, folks, you do not want that. Now, let's continue.
Cameron.
That's it!
You can ban me on YouTube chat, but you can't ban me here. Racist cat.
Oh, I can ban you!
With ginger vampire jeans.
Don't approve any more
Giga Chad
comments
is a
from
pure
them.
legend of the Stram.
No,
Make
Giga Chad is not a
Giga Chad
legend.
President
No, he's not.
2024.
Blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. Quit it! No more comments from you. Saif. Enough. Now, continuing on, as I was saying.
Baby, I'ma sing for you because I'm into you. And even if I look so dumb, I don't really care, I'll still be dreaming one day.
You done? I'm not reacting to all these comments right now, okay? I'm not reacting to these comments. I'm not reacting to the robot. I'm not reading them out. I've said this like 10 times now. The reason I'm not reading these comments out right now, the ones that aren't robots, because I'm trying to promote you to stop doing it. So quit it. I'm not going to give you my time right now. I'll read the comments in a little while, but right now we are talking about what I want to talk about.
I am Cal.
Quit!
Hear me move.
Quit approving them! Giga Chad, quit it.
You can put me in the bad boy corner and spank me as much as you want, you pervert. But you can't stop the bot because it's a female voice, and well, that would be misogynist and not very feminist of you. You love it when I'm not you, Purdy boy.
No.
Baby, I'ma sing for you because I'm into you. And even if I look so dumb, I don't really care, I'll still be dreaming one day.
Wong ginger wong nut 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 wong ginge r wong nut wong ginger wong nut wong ginger wong nut wong ginger wong nut free.
You really want to test me right now? Do I seem like somebody that needs to be tested? Oh, it's Gumpty that said that. Gumpty and Giga Chad. Gumpty and Giga. like that, dumbass? How you like that? Racist whites. You feel good about yourself? Right up there with Harold Balder. You feel good about that? You shouldn't! These are dumbass. These are for fuck. If you do, you know what you do if you have a sneeze? You go. You see what happens? Perverts. Also, the lotion is. Oh my gosh. Anyway, enough. Do not talk about things like that. It's inappropriate. Y'all are fucking perverts! Anyway, moving on. Now I've made an example out of Giga Chad and Gumby. We can move on now, okay? 64 fucking Beastie Man has been a member of the Rottnecks for 3 months in a row. You've been a dumbass, but you've been a dumbass for a lot longer than that. We all know that. Congrats to every legend that gets on the legendary board. No, you don't congratulate people on getting on the board. Beastie Man. More like dumbass man. You're not, you're so stupid. Anyway, moving on. Oh, jeez. Where were we? So, yes, right, World War I, World War II, the KK. We'll just start from the top, okay? But I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm just going to read them out. So, sexism, MLK Jr. tragedy, gun violence, blackface plus digital blackface, cultural appropriation, the invention of slavery, British colonization, treatment of natives, World War I, World War II, the KKK, Jim Crow laws. Now, here's a new one. The war on drugs and mass incarceration. An invention of the whites, you might say. I don't know if it's for sure, but I'm pretty sure. That's why I included it. And, of course, everyone's favorite orange-faced dipshit, President Trump. Well, I'm not going to say orange-faced dipshit, because that might be an insult towards ginger people. But anyway. Which I do not consider Trump a ginger. I wouldn't call Trump an orange-faced dipshit. I would just call him a dipshit, honestly. Right, white privilege and systemic racism. White privilege. So these are some of them. Okay, and I'm gonna spin it a few times to give you guys an idea of what it's like when you spin the wheel.
I've come in my pants. I can smell penis.
Okay, you just ruined the fucking the wheel spin, Giga Chad. So now you're just making it. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Hold on one second. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna add something for you. Hold on one second, because clearly you guys seem to have a problem. Class clowns. That's one. And I'm gonna add just straight up based Giga Chad. Hopefully we don't land that because I really don't want to talk about them. So now base Giga Chad is on here. So now we have now we have base Giga Chad over here. Almost on the exact opposite, but not exactly on the opposite side of Trump, but President Trump, and on the other side, base Giga Chad. And of course, just below Giga Chad, you could say on the taint or the asshole of base Giga Chad, just beneath base Giga Chad, the asshole area of Giga Chad, is the class clowns. The asshole class clowns. So, right there. Base Giga Chad says, he writes my name on the board and then brings up his lotion and tissues. Awkward. No, I did not bring up lotion and tissues. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up, Giga Chad. Anyway. So there we go. So, oh, that's another one. Hold on. I need to add more. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on. World War II! Wow! Lovely invention from the white people. Sarcasm. Gavin McInnes made the Proud Boys, and they're, that's a whole problematic situation. So that's another not so lovely thing that white people have done. So I'm just, I'm just gonna spin it a few times, kind of get the wheel greased up, get it greased up. Okay. Interesting. The war on
It's all
drugs and
over now. Shrek leaves through my window. Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
In all seriousness, though, I'm gonna take a few of these off, because obviously, Class Clowns is not. Well, actually, you know what? They are pretty fucking terrible. I'll take off Giga Chad. Proud Boys could probably stay on there, because they have done some. Oh, I'll take off the Proud Boys. I'm gonna put the American Insurrection, the Capitol Insurrection. Yeah, I'll put that, the Washington Capitol insurrection, when Trump was pitching a big temper tantrum about having to leave the clubhouse, rigged election, rigged 2016 election, possibly. That's a huge one. Probably, yeah, so those are a couple more. So we've added Class Clowns. I mean, kind of whatever. I don't think we're gonna land on that, but anyway, I don't like the Class Clowns. Yeah, so we added Capitol Insurrection, when Trump had people go to the White House and or storm the Capitol. Terrible. That was one of America's lowest points. I think maybe we can all agree on that, regardless of your political background. That was incredibly embarrassing for the country. Fortunately, though, Biden won, so we could put a stop to all that nonsense. So that was good. That was a good rebound president. Probably not the best president we could have got, but I would have preferred Hillary, or Bernie Sanders would have been lovely. Socialism. Anyway, democratic socialism is not the same thing as traditional socialism. People seem to get those confused. I don't know why. People are pretty stupid, so. And, of course, the rigged 2016 election. So, anyway. Which they probably had Russia helping them. Oh, hold on. We got another one. Russian-Ukraine war. There's another one. Could you say that white people invented war in general? I don't know if they invented war in general. I don't know if... That might be way too nuanced and too vague of a thing. I don't think that white... I mean, it's not that I don't think. I don't know if white people did or not. I'm not trying to blame white people for everything, okay, y'all? I don't hate white people. I have white people in my family. I have white people, obviously, in my family. Although I'm not white myself. I'm a ginger. I have, obviously whites throughout my family tree. Also have gingers as well, redheads, but, and again, I don't have a problem with interracial relationships. Obviously, I'm not in one. I'm married to a ginger. I'm a ginger who's married to a ginger. We're in a full-on ginger relationship. No gen-sets comments in the live chat unless you want to get banned. But, but that doesn't mean that I oppose or I have a problem with interracial. I think that interracial relationships are beautiful and lovely and wonderful, and should be promoted. Or not promoted. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, or just put on having inclusivity, like in TV and film, in the music industry, in the film industry. Black men with white women, white men with black women, Asian women, Spanish men. It doesn't matter. I'm just throwing out random examples. I'm not really trying to highlight a certain group. I'm just saying, I think that interracial relationships are wonderful. As long as it's legal and consensual and no one's getting hurt. If it's love, and if you're happy, if you're in an all white relationship, whatever. If you're in an all ginger relationship, whatever. All Spanish, whatever. I'm not saying that you have to be in an interracial. I'm not saying that you have to be in an interracial relationship. I'm just saying that there's nothing wrong with it. Okay.
I'm just a dumb redhead ginger. You better run. I want your soul. I'm just a pale freckled ginger.
Copper's left testicle. No, we're not. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. No meme. Hillary is literally a conservative in Dems clothing. What are you talking about? Shut up, Copper's left testicle. Anyway, so let's give it 3 spins, shall we?
Penis, vagina. Penis, semen.
Please stop ruining the fucking wheel spin, y'all. Quit it. The next person to do that is going on the board. Stop. Let's do 3 unimpeded wheel spins to grease it up, okay? We want it extra greasy. Also, fuck off, Mr. Ginger Snap. Are you gonna feel bad when you and Aubrey Shaw is born with Shut the fuck up. That's impossible. Shut up. You're wrong, idiot. No. Okay, World War II. So that's 1. And so when we're done with one, we can also hide the choice. Let me go ahead and screenshot this wheel so that I remember all these options in case for some reason I lose the wheel. Let me go ahead and paste that in my Discord so I remember all of them. 1 second, everybody. Hold on. So impatient. There we go. All right, back to the wheel. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. Number 2. All right, what do we have? Wow, that's a pretty deep one. Very heavy. The MLK Jr. tragedy. I'm not sure about that, like, upbeat music and stuff playing when something like that pops up on the screen, but anyway. Seems a little inappropriate, but moving on. All right, so here's the 3rd wheel greaser, the greasy spin. The Capitol Insurrection. Okay, now we're gonna give it an official spin. So the next time we hit it, okay, here we go. We're gonna talk about whatever it lands on. Y'all ready? 3, 2, 1. What's it gonna land on? Oh boy. Okay, this is a tough one. Okay. So we're gonna be talking about a little bit about the KKK. Okay, what is the KKK? One of the worst things ever in American history. One of white people. Not a fan of this, but obviously. So right, let me just go to Wikipedia because I don't like to read about these kinds of people. But anyway, these people, commonly shortened to KKK or the Klan, which I don't like that because it kind of borrows from like Scottish Celtic, which is where I'm from. Scottish clans, of course, they spell it with a K because they don't know how to spell. Probably, I don't know. Is an American white supremacist, right-wing terrorist, and hate group. Oh boy. Whose primary targets are pretty much everyone who's not them. You know, I mean, I could read all these, but anyway. As well as immigrants, leftists. Wow, that's a surprise. Homosexuals. Well, I'm bisexual. Anyway. Muslims, abortion providers, and atheists. The Klan has existed in 3 distinct eras. Each has advocated extremist, reactionary positions, such as white nationalism, yuck, anti-immigration, yuck, and especially in later iterations, whatever that is, Nordicism, is an ideology of racism, which views the historical race concept of the Nordic race as an endangered and superior racial group. Ooh. Some notable... Anyway, moving on. Goofy. Anti-Semitism, anti-Catholicism, prohibition. Wait, do they support prohibition? They want to get rid of alcohol? Do they not seem like a bunch of, like, alcoholic people? I don't know if they seem like alcoholic people or not. I'm just saying, like, you would think that the stereotype of, like, the country, you know, the racist, you know, backwoods southerner, or, you know, that kind of person would be, like, drinking beers in the woods. You know, man. Drinking some beers. Some moonshine. Well, not some moonshine, not some beers. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. That just doesn't seem in character. Not in character, but you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe, I mean, if that's what they think, that's what they think. But it's all, you know, they're goofy anyway. But I don't know if that's not really necessarily. I mean, the prohibition thing. I mean, alcohol shouldn't. I mean, I drink every now and then, but should alcohol be banned? It's an interesting question. Anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about that right now. You know, disregard all those comments. Disregard the beer comment. That just caught me off guard a little bit. I'm gonna admit, but I don't even know if that's necessarily a good thing. His prohibition also caused the rise of the like Al Capone types. You know, apparently, I don't know if it caused the Al Capone types, like the Prohibition era, you know, gangsters and stuff in like Chicago. I don't know if that's even the cause of it. I'm pretty sure if reading history, if I remember something to do with Prohibition, you know, wasn't that right? Like in the 20s and 30s or something like that. In the 1920s, Prohibition, like speakeasies and stuff, like underground bars and stuff that were ran by like, weren't they ran by Capone or something? I don't remember. I don't know. I'm not sure. Look, I don't like to talk about a lot of things that I don't know a lot about. You know what I mean? I don't want to be one of those people that's like, I don't know anything, but I know everything. I'm going to talk about everything, even if I don't know anything. I like to set a good example. So if I don't know a lot about something, I tend to kind of avoid the subject. Not because I'm afraid of talking about it, but I just don't want to I don't want to spread misinformation, because we have enough problems with that in this world now, with the internet and trolls on Twitter and everywhere else for that matter. Trump trolls. Anyway, moving on. We'll leave the spreading of misinformation to the conservatives and Trump. Anyway, moving on.
I'm a feminist who said that women being treated unfairly.
Well, anyway, the prohibition thing, I don't know if that's a bad or good thing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they mean by prohibition here. But I'll tell you that this group is not good. This is not a good group. This is not a good group at all. Terrible, actually. Anyway, right-wing populism, ugh, gross. Anti-communism, ugh. What is so fucking wrong with communism, y'all? Get over it! Homophobia, that's lovely. Sarcasm. Islamophobia, that's terrible. Anti-progressivism and anti-atheism. You know, did you know that there are people that exist on planet Earth that don't share your exact beliefs? What a shocker. Like, grow up, people. Like, all of you. In the live chat, too. Like, let go of this stupid vitriolic attitude you have towards other people that don't think like you. Like, you just seem... Like, you seem... I don't even want to say childish, because that's like an insult to children. Children probably have a better sense than you. You just seem stupid. Like, legit. Not even like in a haha funny way. Like, no, you're just like, you seem stupid. Like, pathetic. Pathetic. Like, actually pathetic kind of stupid. Anyway, moving on. So the third, where do we even start? The first Klan used terrorism, both physical assault and murder, against politically active black people and their allies in the southern United States in the late 1860s. The third Klan used... Where are we? Why? It seemed like they skipped a second. Well, anyway. The third Klan used murders and bombings from the late 40s to the early 60s to achieve its aims. All three movements have called for the purification of American society. It's so obnoxious and ridiculous and stupid. Anyway, and are all considered far-right extremist organizations. In each era, membership was secret. And estimates of the total were highly exaggerated by both friends and enemies. Well, you would think that if they're so proud of their whiteness and they're so proud, you would think that they wouldn't want to hide it and make it a secret, wouldn't you? You think maybe it's just because they're scared or something? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know why they make it like a secret thing. It's goofy. Racism in general is goofy, y'all. Very goofy. The first Klan was established in the wake of the American Civil War. Look, folks, it's bad. Okay, we can tackle a different subject. I mean, this is pretty obvious, right, y'all? This is a pretty obvious thing. A lot of people know that this group is not good, and I think I've talked enough about it. Moving on. We have like a half an hour left of the stream because y'all have ruined the first hour and a half. Like to cover a few different things. Well, here's another one. Kind of coincides with some of the KKK-esque era stuff. Of course, this is a little bit later. This is, of course, Jim Crow. This is Jim Crow laws. Jim Crow laws were state and local laws enforcing racial segregation in the southern United States. Other areas of the U.S. were affected by formal and informal policies of segregation as well, but many states outside the South had adopted laws beginning in the late 19th century banning discrimination in public accommodations and voting. That's obviously, it's good to ban discrimination. Southern laws were enacted in the late... See, now look at this. Now you would think, oh, well, what about my freedom of speech? There are still laws against hate speech and hate crimes. Okay, people get so flustered and upset. I know that we're not talking about, like, free speech, whatever, but, like, I mean, you could say, one maybe back in the day might try to argue, like they try to argue these days about, well, no, hold on now, freedom of speech now. Now, you might not like what they have to say now, but you gotta uphold the First Amendment now. Freedom of speech. You understand? Well, actually, dummies, hate speech is problematic and, in my opinion, should not be protected under the First Amendment. Not hate speech. And this is an example. So back then, they enacted laws. They actually made laws banning, right here on Wikipedia. You know Wikipedia doesn't lie. In the late 19th century, banning discrimination in public accommodations in voting. So you could not openly discriminate. Even with your freedom of speech, you were not allowed to ban, or you were not allowed to discriminate in public public accommodations, like, I'm guessing, like restaurants and things like that. It's illegal. Anyway. Southern laws were enacted by Southern laws were enacted in the late 19th and early 20th centuries by white Southern Democrats dominated state legislatures to disenfranchise and remove political and economic gains made by African Americans during the... Hold on. That doesn't sound right. Hold on, let me read that again. Southern laws... I need to... Hold on, everyone, shh. What is this saying? Southern laws were enacted. Okay, so they were made in the late 19th and 20th centuries by... Hold on, white Southern Democrat. Hold on, no, that doesn't sound right. Democrats wouldn't do that. Hold on. Southern laws were enacted in the late 19th and 20th century. I need to highlight this. 1 second, y'all. Is this a full sentence? Is this 2 sentences or 1? So, period.
Southern laws were enacted by white Southern Democrat dominated state legislatures. To disenfranchise? Hold on. Southern Democrats dominated to disenfranchise and remove political and economic gains made by African Americans during the Reconstruction. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. Democrats don't. This must be a typo or something. Then maybe they must be Southern Republicans. What? Democrats. It's like a different word or something? Hold on. Hold on, a little bit of a detour, everyone. I need to read something. A Southern Democrat. Oh, boy. Okay. Southern Democrats, historically sometimes known colloquially as Dixiecrats. Oh, boy. I recognize that word, Dixie. Are members of the U.S. Democratic Party. So the Democrats who reside in the southern United States, Southern Democrats were generally much more conservative than Northern Democrats, and most of them voted Southern Democrats were generally much more conservative than Northern Democrats, and most of them voted against the Civil Rights Act of 1964 by holding the longest filibuster in the American Senate history. While Democrats in non-Southern states supported the Civil Rights Act of 1964, after 1994, the Republicans typically won most elections in the South. There it is. After 1994, the Republicans typically won most elections in the South. Southern Democrats. Because they saw perhaps that Democrats were heading the way of being progressive and inclusivity, and they were like, fuck this, and they jumped the metaphorical ship, and they assimilated and became the conservative party, the Donald Trump party, the MAGA party. Of course. Now that seems to make some sense, you know. So, anyway. In the 19th century, Southern Democrats were people in the South who believed in the Jacksonian democracy, whatever that is. What is this? In the United States, that expanded suffrage to most white men over the age of 21. What? Anyway, in the 19th... What is this? Jax, I've never heard of... What is this? Was a 19th century political philosophy in the U.S. that expanded suffrage, voting rights in the U.S., to most white men over the age of 21 and restructured a number of federal institutions. I don't know what the heck to... Anyway, we're getting off track here. Stephen Elizabeth Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln. One of the... Probably the greatest president... Well, Obama was number one of all... Or Obama's probably the greatest president of all time. I mean, it's kind of like a toss-up, though. A lot of people would probably argue Abraham Lincoln, and you know what? I wouldn't argue with them too much about it. I'd be like, yeah, well, whatever. You know, on the Mount Rushmore of presidents, like the top 4 ever, I would probably say Obama, in no order. Obama, Abraham Lincoln, probably... Not really a fan of, like, George Washington, kind of, per se. Problematic history, I guess. I don't know. I mean, he was the first. But that doesn't make him the greatest, per se. I mean, well, then again, I would say the Revolutionary War, Washington. All right, well, okay, you know what? Whatever. I'll throw I'll put Washington there. Obama, Lincoln, Washington, and who's number 4? Hillary? No, she wasn't president. Not Biden. I wouldn't put Biden up there. Not in the top 4. Maybe top 20. But not top 4. No, not after the gas prices. Not that I actually blame him. That became kind of a joke, but seriously, you shouldn't blame Biden for the gas stuff, okay? I would say number 4. Thomas Edison? No, Thomas Edison did the light bulb. Thomas Jefferson, maybe? I don't know. Didn't Thomas Jefferson pen the Declaration of Independence? I don't know. Anyway, you know what? I'm not sure what the number 4 would be. I'm not sure. But Obama would probably be the number 1, number 2, maybe with Abraham Lincoln. Anyway, Democratic Party, Abraham Lincoln, who opposed slavery, of course he did, was the Republican Party. Hold on, what does this even mean? Was the Republican Party? That doesn't make what? Abraham Lincoln was not a Republican? Hold on. Abraham Lincoln. Let me. Like I've got to read these. What is this? Like I'm reading these twice, 3 times. Abraham Lincoln. So period. That's a period. That's a comma. Abraham Lincoln, comma, who opposed slavery, comma. Was the Republican Party candidate? I don't understand. Well, I don't know what happened to the Republicans, because somewhere along the way they seemed to take a turn south. Pun. They took a quick turn or something. I don't know. There's a pun there, going south. Somewhere along the way things went south. Probably literally, Republicans now vote for the southern states, you know. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
Gingers have no friends and no one will have sex with them. They come out at night, they creep and crawl. Who does God hate most of all? Gingers. Who should have never been born? Gingers. Who's adopted? Gingers. Who belongs with floating turds in the fucking toilet bowl? Gingers.
Class note, excuse me please. I hate people who want to reclaim the former greatness of their nation. Bad. Bad man? I am moving to Africa and I am going to complain the whole time like a real winner. They are so racist. I just know, don't insult me, I'm African.
Penis, vagina. Penis, semen.
Shut the fuck up, Dr. Bob! Now is not the time, Gumpy. Quit it. Here's the thing, folks. I will tell y'all if I don't understand everything, or if I don't know everything about something. That's the one of the many differences between you and me. Because I don't say I know everything. I just know most things. Y'all don't know anything. Dummies, you would do well to listen to me. You would, trust me, you'd learn a lot. Let's run the things back again. Let's see what we got here. Hold on, we gotta redo it. Let's see what we're gonna get next. World War I. World War I. Do you know what caused World War I, y'all? Right here, I already had it brought up. World War I. 10 interpretations of who started World War I. Are those a couple of white people on horses? No way. Royal cousins Wilhelm II and King George V went to war. As nations gear up to mark 100 years since the start of World War I, academic argument still rages over which country was to blame for the conflict. Sir Max Hastings, military historian, says Germany. Sir Richard J. Evans, a something professor of history, University of Cambridge, says Serbia. Serbia bore the greatest responsibility of the outbreak of World War I. Serbia nationalism and expansionism were profoundly disruptive forces in Serbia. Blah, 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 blah. Austria-Hungary, Germany and Russia. Austria-Hungary, Germany and Russia. They're underneath here. University of Sussex. Austria-Hungary, Germany, Russia, France, Britain, Serbia. You see what I'm telling y'all, folks? It's look at this picture. Does anything stand out to y'all? What kinds of people are those? They're hat wearers. No, that's not it. They are wearing hats, but there's something that they have in common. I can't quite put my finger on it. What is it? They look a little bit like Gavin McInnes with the mustache? No, that's not it. Oh, I don't know. I'm being sarcastic. I'm just kidding. They're all white men. Well, at least they appear to be anyway. I don't know. Maybe they were... You never know if somebody was secretly something else back then. I don't know. You never know. I'm not saying that they were trans or... I'm not saying that these were trans people. I'm just saying that, you know... We can... We say that it's, you know, I try to say that it's not good to assume genders, okay? But you can't really... You can just assume, obviously, of the way people presented back then. Of course, there were different societal pressures, cultural pressures, and, you know... Back then, you'd probably get in some serious trouble or something. I don't know. They might look at you differently, and that wouldn't... It would be it wouldn't just be like a social faux pas. Or a, you know, it was like... You might be endangering your life if you came out as trans back then. I don't know. Even today, you're having problems coming out. And that's rough. You shouldn't have that. I mean, but back then it's probably... I mean, I don't know. Maybe, it might still be just as bad. But anyway. Hopefully not. But let's just say, you know, assume history. They're men. There's a big group of what appears to be men. And they're all what appear to be white. So a group of White men. Were they straight, gay? I don't know. But they certainly, at least they seem to be white men. So, World War I. Germany recalled Hindenburg Center from retirement when war broke out. But in order to implement their war against Serbia, they needed support from their main ally, Germany. Without Germany, their decision to fight against Serbia could not have been implemented. The Berlin government issued a blank check to its ally, promising unconditional support and putting pressure on Vienna to seize this golden opportunity. Both governments knew that it was almost certain that Russia would come to Serbia's aid, and this would turn a local war into a European one. But they were willing to take the risk, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, look at that. What do those two people have in common? You see what I'm saying, folks? You see all these pictures? World War I, folks. World War I, among other wars. Let's see what else. It sucks we're not going to be able to tackle all these tonight. Russian-Ukraine war. Well, look, folks. Obviously, you got Vladimir Putin over there deciding that, you know what? They want to take Ukraine and make it a part of Russia. Obviously, that's not a part of Russia. I mean, I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure Ukraine's its own country. Russia seems to disagree. White man, you know, white male, white patriarchal government. Vladimir Putin, you know, Mr. Putin, decided that, well, a war seems, I guess, appropriate. Or not appropriate. I don't know. I don't know these people or how they think, but anyway, it's, you know, whatever. I don't want to talk about that. Obviously, a terrible thing that happened. I mean, the Trail of Tears. I mean, would you call it a genocide? It was just a terrible thing, you know. To be that, you know what? I'm not going to talk about that right now because that, well, we have 8 minutes left of the stream. And something like that would probably deserve an entire stream dedicated to it. Yeah, no, that's a tough subject. That's a tough subject. That's a pretty tough subject to cover in 8 minutes. It's not something that can be done, you know. Genocidal. Genocide. Just terrible. Terrible. We already got that. Enough of that. British colonization. Well, I'll touch on a few things here. I'm pretty sure I brought up a list. Here we go. 10 of history's worst colonial disasters. This was posted by Khalid El Hassan in July of 2018. So a few years ago. Pardon me. In 1800, before the Industrial Revolution, Europeans controlled 35% of the world. By 1914, on the eve of World War I, that figure had risen to 84%. European colonialism was transformative. Sometimes that was for the better, more often for the worse. But it was nearly always repressive, marked by brutality, massacres, and atrocities to cow the colonized into submission. Following are 10 atrocities committed by European colonial authorities. British suppression of the Mao uprising was marked by systemic torture. Trigger warning for anybody that's sensitive to the R word. You know, I'll say R word.
No, I'm going to say the word. By systemic torture, rape, and murder. Starting in the early 20th century, white British settlers began colonizing the fertile central highlands of Kenya, setting themselves up as coffee and tea planters. Prime lands were expropriated from the natives and given to white farmers from Britain and South Africa. In the process, large numbers of the native Kick-something tribes, I don't want to mispronounce that, who had farmed those lands for centuries were displaced. Not good. The influx of white settlers increased sharply after World War I as the British government implemented a scheme to resettle ex-soldiers in the region. In 1920, the white settlers, that's white people, you see that word popping up more than once? The white settlers prevailed upon the colonial government to solidify their land tenure and hold on power by enacting restrictions on Kick land ownership. I'm just saying Kick for short, not to be disrespectful. Land ownership and agricultural practices. Kick land ownership was restricted to reservations, and before long, about 3,000 British settlers owned more land, and the best land at that, than 1 million Kick people. It's just... It's not good, folks. It's not good. It's not good. It's just these this topic probably needs its own stream. In fact, yeah, maybe when I come back I'll do a stream on this and we can go over each of these things in the list, because we've got less than 3 minutes left and this would be tough to cover that quickly. I'll read a few of the comments that were left earlier. Disrespectful, surely. Probably don't even deserve me to respond to them, but let's just see. Gumpty the Egghead donated 3. If it don't matter if you're white or whack, you're still gonna have that jizz drooling down your mouth. I'm not gonna read. This is stupid. Ozzy Bob donated 2. Hey Copper, mate recently impregnated a Sheila that I have been rooting. The fuck kind of terminology is that? I'm ashamed to say she's a ginger. So should I do the honorable thing and give her a coat hanger so she can perform a ginger abortion? That is so disgusting and offensive and rude and awful and insensitive. Ignoring you. Janet donated 2. Hey, Clickle Boy, just over fantasizing about you sticking your small white meat inside me. First of all, I'm not white. Second of all, it's not small. Third of all, don't call me Clickle Boy. Fourth of all, you're probably not Janet. Fifth of all, don't sexualize me. Moving on. Plain Privilege donated 2. Is it true that off camera you are a racist? Do you mean to type the word racist? Do you not know how to spell the word racist? It's not spelled R-A-C-I-E-S-T. How you spell the word racist is you actually spell R-A-C-I-S-T. You're adding one extra letter, so you're doing more work than you need to do. Anyway, and drop the N-bomb, but no, I do not use that term. No, because it's racist and it's problematic and it's probably very painful. You know, it carries a lot of pain with it. And although I'm not white, and I am technically a POC, I'm a ginger, I still I think that the use of that term by anyone that is not of a group that may find it acceptable to use that term, like, you know, if black people want to use that word, if African Americans want to use that word, if African people want to use that word, it's not my, I don't think it's my place to tell them what they can or can't say. You know, so yeah, I don't use that term because it's problematic, and it's just not, it's not respectful, and it's wrong to use that term. It's a hateful term. But anyway, moving on. But no, I'm not racist, and I'm not racist either. I love all people. XX Golden Warrior XX, but even your comment was probably just being a troll, which you're not surprising, you know. Not creative, not a surprise to me. But anyway, sometimes I'll respond to some of these comments seriously. X Golden Warrior, this is a video on how racism does not exist.
I don't know what race.
I'm not really doing video reactions, but let's just see what it is. Lil Wayne.
At the age of 12 years old, I shot myself. I was in the house. Police knocked on the door. I was right there. They knocked the door down. Everybody jumped over my body to go get the guns and drugs and whatever they could find. It took one guy to stop right there. What the f*** are y'all doing? Do you not see this kid on the floor just holding his chest? Picked me up, brought me to the hospital, and stood there and waited till the doctor said he's gonna make it. He was white as snow. That hopped over me was blacker than me. Was he a cop? Yeah, he was a cop. My life was saved by a white man. I don't know what race it is. At the age of 12 years old.
Well, listen. Obviously, it's good that somebody saved Lil Wayne. Just on a human level, that's awesome. But one example of good humanity does not mean that there is not racism. That doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, that video doesn't, and by the way, I'm not discounting Lil Wayne's experience, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that his experience is not valid. I'm not saying that it's not valid at all. Your experience is valid. I'm not invalidating anybody. Not Lil Wayne, not any of you either. But that's not what I'm interested in doing. I'm just saying, just because there was a white person that wasn't racist, or maybe, I don't know. I don't know what that guy was about, but, just disregard all these comments. I don't know. I don't know anything about that situation, and I don't want to be rude or disrespectful or offensive or insensitive or mean, so I'm just not going to talk about it, because I don't really know what happened, but that sucks that Lil Wayne did that. That's terrible. Awful that happened. Fortunately, he's okay, and he was able to survive, and he has made some wonderful music since, and hopefully he's living a happy life, Regardless of, political differences, I want everybody to be happy. Just as long as you're not harming other people. Anyway, let's move on, Oh yeah, I'm reading these comments still. ATV Bass 10 said, "Hey Copper, Canelo Alvarez is a ginger Mexican." Who is this now? Let me look it up. Canelo? Sounds like a type of vegetable oil. Canelo. Does that not sound like a vegetable oil brand? I'm not making fun of his name. I'm just... That's what it... Canola oil. I was thinking of Canelo. Canelo. It sounds kind of vaguely familiar. Canola. I read that name and it made me think of a food oil, like a food cooking oil, baking oil. And it was canola oil that I was thinking of. Canola. Anyway. Let's see. Canelo, what is this? Alvarez?
They're Mexican and ginger? If so, that's wonderful. I love ginger people and I love Mexican people. Oh, wow. Not a bad looking guy either. Ginger. Nice. Wow. Anyway. Cool. I don't have any, it's an interesting comment, ATV. Doesn't seem to be problematic too much or anything. You just said they're a ginger Mexican. That's cool. Yeah, you know, there's gingers all over the world. I've said this before. People will often cite that as an example as to why gingers are not a race. That is a deeply flawed comment, and it's not an example. It is not a good example at all. I have a very strong theory that I wrote. I came up with my own theory. Not anyone else's. This is my original theory. And I call it, of course, some of you may know in the chat, the Red Land theory. This is what I've coined. This is what I've called it anyway. I'll try to summarize it very quickly, okay? Give you the kind of Cliff Notes version. Long time ago, ancient nation comprised mostly of red-headed people. An ancient land of redheads mostly, okay? And there are historical writings from emperors that talked about certain nations of being, they called them the Red Giants. The Highlands of Scotland comprised of predominantly red-headed people, apparently. I don't know if this is true. I'm just saying, it's a theory. But, so a red land. So a long time ago, there was a large, population of redheads, okay? When two redheaded people mate and they have a child, the likelihood of that child being a redhead is very, very, very high. In fact, you could say 100%. When Aubrey and I have a kid, it's probably going to be a redhead. Like, you can, look, there are, charts you can look up for, genes and, the traits that get passed on. Two redheads have a baby, it's, 95 to 100% likelihood of it being a red. Anyway, so, you can see how a large population of redheads having kids be more redheads. Anyway. So, yeah. So, a long time ago, there was a large, I think that there was an area of land comprised of mostly redheads. Throughout history, of course, people migrate around the world, obviously. And they travel, and they take their genes with them. Well, I think people integrated. I think people came to Redland. I'm just calling it Redland. And they emigrated there, and they broke bread with these people. Hopefully the redheaded people were inclusive. It seems that maybe that happened. Hopefully it wasn't against their will. Hopefully Vikings didn't, although I do have Nordic, I do have DNA. In my DNA I have some traces of Sweden and Norway. So there's probably some Viking there somewhere. Or a few Vikings, who knows. Anyway. I'm not saying that's bad per se, I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know the story, but and then over time, those genes were carried around the world as those people would make families, and those children and the children's children and the great-grandchildren and the ancestors would, their kids would all grow up and maybe one day travel around the world, and they'd take their genes with them, and then over time, over hundreds, if not thousands of years, maybe multiple thousands of years, multiple millennia, or thousands of years, not millennia, but thousands of years, the redheaded gene gets spread around the world, and it's kind of dormant in some families. So maybe you have several generations of brunettes and blondes, and then suddenly you have a redhead. That gene was lying dormant, like a volcano. It's not dead, it's just lying dormant.
and then it erupts with red. Fiery red. Beautiful red. Full of life, you know, red hair. And so, like the sun. You know, I'm being a little metaphorical for no reason, really. I'm just saying. Just joking around, but anyway. So you have Asian people that are redheads sometimes. Canelo, not canola oil, but Canelo Alvarez, or is that their name? Ginger Mexican. You know, so... and that's not, you know, and this can happen with, like, I think maybe even some white families. Maybe they have somebody of a different race in their family tree, and one day that gene passes on, and suddenly the kid is born a different tone, skin tone, perhaps, you know. Or, you know, family trees and family genes are interesting like that. So, I think that ginger people are a race. Not white. I think that we, it's an interesting thing. I think that maybe we're probably close to the white as far as, like, the human as a whole, the human race, kind of the family tree. Maybe our branch is pretty close to the white people. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe this is a bad example, a bad analogy. I'm not saying that this is the way it is. I'm just making this up on the spot, this family tree as a whole kind of metaphor. But anyway. But I don't think that we're white, so anyway. So the point of that is you can have ginger Mexicans, ginger Asian people, ginger, maybe even ginger black people. I'm pretty sure there are some ginger black people. Because, you know, the redhead gene traveled from Redland, the metaphor or the theorized Redland, and spread around the world. So you have redheads everywhere. But then you have percentages of areas of the world where there's a larger percentage of redheads. Like Scotland, Ireland, you know, like northwestern Europe. In fact, you could say, hold on one second. Was it Nero? Not Nero. It was Alexander. I think there was a quote from Alexander the Great. What is this? Alexander the Great. Redheads have always been rare, always other, in quotes, even regarded with suspicion and fear. Notorious redhead tribes in modern Bulgaria and Greece refused to move cities and instead fought with Alexander the Great. The tribe was... What? I didn't know this, apparently. The tribe was notably feminist. Let me zoom in on that. Are y'all reading this? Look at this. Are y'all, like, serious? This is, like, hilarious. If this is true, this is hilarious. Well, I don't know about hilarious, but it's like, what? The tribe was notably feminist. More free and easy with women than the tribal warriors we see today. No watch was kept on redheaded women. They could have relationships with whomever they pleased and marry whenever they wished. Red hair. I'm telling y'all, folks. Is historically gendered as bad for men and good for women. Whatever. Anyway, I don't know if this is all legit or not. I don't know. I don't know if all this is true or not, y'all. This website, I don't know about this website. What is this? Fusion 3 Salon? Was that? Is that like some kind of salon or something? I don't like when they talk about men having red hair being bad or something. Or they said historically it's like bad for men. No, it's not. I'm not saying that that's what they're saying, but it's like... I don't like that. Anyway, you know what? Let's move on. Let's move on from the redhead stuff. We're not talking about that right now. Anyway, gingers are not white. Okay, gingers are their own race. Anyway, moving on. Copper's left testicle, donated 2. The only thing problematic around here is the stench of your genitals. Shut the fuck up, dude. Titanium Taxi, dear Mr. Copper, I'm getting sleepy, so I suggest video reaction Friday. Okay, I agree. Send in your videos, people. No, I do not
That's not what I was saying. They typed it in so it would look like I said that. No, I did not say okay, and I did not say I agree. No. I'm not saying send in your videos. We're not doing that right now. It's literally, it's about to be 12 o'clock at night. And I've got to travel to Dallas, Texas tomorrow. Well, technically now today. It just turned 12 a.m. I'm traveling to Dallas today. So I'm going to watch Tom Brady play against the Cowboys at Jerry World. Aubrey got me good seats too, good tickets. Her and I are going. Anyway, Brian Lyons, yeah, white people are racist, especially white women. No, I wouldn't say that. They're inherently rock star. Enough with the rock star phobic bullshit. What are you talking about? Rock stars is not a race. Anyway. I can't even make friends with him. What are you talking about, Brian Lyons? You're just spouting nonsense. Gumpy the Egghead donated 3. And they said, just admit it. You have absolutely no idea what in the heck you're talking about. That's not true. I didn't claim I knew. I don't claim that I know everything. I just know a lot of things. Hey, you're talking about instead of rambling on and on. I don't ramble. Drop a one in the live chat if you think I ramble. Anyway, Democrats were racist. No. Maybe back in the day. I don't know. Look, things change over time. Clearly, Democrats are not racist now. Maybe there are some racist people that are Democrats. I don't know. But as a whole, I don't think that the Democratic Party stands for that kind of thing. Come on, y'all. Well, not come on, but like, Republicans got Trump elected president. Like, need I say more about it? Anyway. Democrats are racist, enough said, and still are under the guise of peaceful people. Whatever, dude. Hypocrisy doesn't suit well on TBH. Your heart, like, I don't know what you're saying. It's like broken. Not broken, but like, hypocrisy doesn't suit well on TBH, makes you look full. Do you mean suit well doesn't suit you well? Hypocrisy doesn't suit you well? O-N? What is well on? This sentence does not make any sense. I'll just assume that you meant hypocrisy doesn't suit you well, to be honest. It makes you look foolish. Maybe that's what you meant to write. I don't know if that's actually what you meant to write, but I don't know. It's hard to understand what you're fucking saying. Jackass. Dummy. Dumbass. There's nothing wrong with not understanding English. But if you're going to try to insult me using English, maybe learn how to form a sentence. You failed, dummy. Anyway, oh. Hold on one second. Soft Bunny at CopperCab for real. I think you'd be interested in looking up the Fitzpatrick scale. It has a lot to do with the focus of your ginger race theory. All redheads are rounded in group 1 of the scale? Is it some racist shit? Because I don't like racism. Let me look it up real quick. What is this? As a way to estimate the response at every time. Type 1 always burns, never tans. Palest freckles? No, I don't know about all that. No. Gingers do not always burn. No. Gingers, no. We do not always, no. We don't always burn, no. Gingers do not always burn, no. There are people that can tan. Anyway, moving on. No. Super Zach donated to, why is it every time you talk about another race, you just end up bragging about your own? I don't think that that's the case. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I love ginger people. Why wouldn't I talk about ginger people? You know? Anyway, been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes, just about. It's past 12 a.m. I gotta continue kind of getting things ready for tomorrow. Got the house clean, got packed, and we're all packed now, but I'm probably gonna make Aubrey some food or something. I might cook some fish. I made some really yummy food last night. I cooked homemade. Here, I'll show y'all. I did a few little video clips. I was cooking pot stickers on the stove. So I don't know if those were the best batch. I made 2 of them. I made 2 batches. But the second batch came out pretty nicely. And this was the second batch. And I put a little bit of soy. I just dashed some Kikkoman's soy sauce. Is it Kikkoman's? I'm pretty sure it's Kikkoman's. I put some soy sauce on top of them. And I heated up a bowl of P.F. Chang's brand. P.F. Chang's teriyaki sauce. So freaking good, y'all. It was so good. And that's Moscato. Ice cold Moscato. Yummy wine. Really yummy. Sweet, but really yummy. Ice cold, too. It was ice cold Moscato. And we had the hot home-cooked Asian food. And I cooked fried rice on the stove as well. Really good fried rice. And we put a little bit of teriyaki sauce in the fried rice as well. And I would splash some soy sauce on the rice while I was cooking it in the, brown. Not browns it a little bit more. That's not the point, but, just adds a little bit of flavor. But anyway, really good food, y'all. But I made that last night, and yeah, it was good. I can cook, y'all. I can cook. Anyway, hope y'all have a great night. I enjoyed spending time with y'all for the most part. I'll be back to streaming when I return on the 15th, I think. Depends on, probably, I don't know if it'll be the 15th, because, after a day of traveling, because I'm gonna have to, I think I fly back from Dallas, or I think I fly back from Atlanta to Dallas, because we're leaving Dallas. Yeah, I think we got round trip ticket, Dallas, Atlanta. And so, we're gonna have another 5-hour drive back to Wichita from Dallas, and then, I might not be in the mood to stream after a long day of traveling, plane rides, driving 5 hours, blah blah blah. So I'll be back sometime around then, though. Hope you all take care. Much love. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I'm tired. I don't know if I seem it, but I'm like, I'm over it, y'all. I might do drop a one in the live chat if you want me to do some gaming or something later on tonight. I don't know. Maybe I could do that, because it is nice. I got the room all cleaned up now and swept and vacuumed the carpet and got new light. I got the lights all lit up night. Replaced the batteries and stuff, so it's fresh. Maybe because we are finished packing. But I do want to end the stream right now though, and I want to go make some food and stuff, and maybe make my wife a nice chicken wrap or something, vegetarian chicken. Really good stuff. Morningstar chicken. It's really good. I chop the chicken up. It's like a good vegetarian chicken brand. And I'm not a vegetarian anymore, or not right now. And that's not bad. And I chop them up, and I melt hot sharp cheddar cheese on top. Kraft sharp cheddar cheese shredded, and I'll melt it on the chicken. I'll throw some iceberg lettuce on it, some garlic parmesan sauce on a really yummy on a wrap, it's some tomato basil wrap for wraps, for chicken wraps and things. And I'll throw cheese, I'll throw pickles on it, and I'll put I'll wrap it real well, and then I'll put little toothpicks in each. I'll cut it in half and put toothpicks in each side and make the presentation nice on the plate. And I like making food for my wife, for Aubrey. I love her, y'all. She cooks for me too, quite often. It's kind of like a, you know, it's a partnership. Marriage is a partnership. So we both bring a lot to the table. Pun. There's a pun there. The bringing a lot to the table. Food. Bringing food to a table, you know. Little pun there. Anyway. Ugh. Yeah, I make her good, vegetarian chicken wraps. She's vegetarian. She has been for years and years and years, so I try to make her some good stuff that she likes. And sometimes she'll ask me to make her a wrap. She'll be like, "Can you make me a wrap?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I will. Say less, you know? Of course I got you." So anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the stream here. I might stream a little bit later on tonight. Don't be surprised if I don't, but if I do, I'll announce it in the Discord server. Join the Discord if you want to. Or maybe subscribe or hit the notification bell if you're subscribed to the channel. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, y'all. Sound like a YouTuber. Yeah, hit that notification bell, or you can call it the school bell, CCM class. That way you're notified when I'm streaming. Alright, y'all. The link to the Discord's in the bottom of the description. Discord.gg/CopperCab. Peace, y'all. Johnny Von Sacco, if you do stream here on YouTube, yeah, I'll probably stream on YouTube. Peace, y'all.